Imagine this. You pick up your phone, open the camera, and without doing anything, it instantly detects your face, adjusts the lighting, blurs the background, and captures a perfect shot. You start typing, and the keyboard already predicts what you're about to say. You just say, "Hey assistant," and it immediately understands you. This isn't happening just because of a fast processor, it's happening because of a powerful combination. The combination of RAM and AI processing. And today you'll understand that RAM isn't just memory, it actually works with AI to make your system truly intelligent. First, let's get one simple thing clear. What is RAM? RAM is a high-speed temporary memory where your system keeps active data. Active data means anything being used right now, being processed right now, anything your system currently needs. Storage is different, like your SSD or hard drive. That's where data is saved long-term. But RAM keeps that data ready for instant access, and speed changes everything. Now let's understand the technical flow. When you open an app, it doesn't run directly from storage. First, its data is loaded into RAM. Then, the CPU processes that data, which means the CPU can only perform well if the RAM is fast and has enough space. If RAM is slow or full, the CPU has to wait, and that's where lag begins. Now, this is where AI comes in. Modern devices don't just have a CPU anymore, they have a GPU and a dedicated AI engine called an NPU, Neural Processing Unit. This AI engine understands things in real time, detects, predicts, and adapts. When you open the camera, it's not just capturing an image, it's analyzing the scene, detecting faces, adjusting lighting. When you type, it's not just reading letters, it's learning patterns. When you speak, it's not just hearing sound, it's understanding meaning. But here's something most people overlook. AI needs data to work, and that data lives in RAM. When you open the camera, the AI model gets loaded into RAM. Then it starts analyzing real-time input, detecting faces, understanding backgrounds, optimizing colors. All of this happens in milliseconds. That's why it feels instant. But behind the scenes, it's a heavy process, and without RAM, it simply wouldn't be possible. If RAM is slow, AI won't get data on time. Processing gets delayed and the output becomes slower or even inaccurate. That's why today, RAM is more important than ever. Earlier, RAM was just handling apps. Now it's handling AI models, background intelligence, and real-time decision-making. Now think about how many things you do at once. Music is playing. Apps are syncing in the background, multiple browser tabs are open, and your system is still giving you smart suggestions. All of this runs simultaneously, and every single process uses RAM. If RAM runs low, the system has to decide what stays and what gets removed. That's when apps reload, delays happen, and the experience breaks. That's why modern systems don't just depend on how much RAM you have, they depend on how efficiently it's used, how well it's optimized, and how seamlessly it works with AI. Today's companies have become incredibly smart. They design systems that can predict what you're about to do and preload that data into RAM. So your device feels fast, but in reality, it's smart. There's another big shift happening. On-device AI. Earlier, AI relied heavily on the cloud. Now it runs directly on your device. That means faster processing, better privacy, and less dependency on the internet. But for that, you need strong RAM, because now all the load is handled locally. In the future, this will become even more powerful. Real-time translation, live video enhancement, personal AI assistants that truly understand you. All of this is only possible if RAM can handle massive data without delay. The focus of systems has changed. Earlier, it was about running apps. Now, it's about running intelligence. And intelligence needs a fast workspace. That workspace is RAM. At the end, remember, this simple idea, the CPU computes, AI predicts, but RAM decides how smooth everything feels. Your device isn't becoming smart just because the processor is powerful. It's becoming smart because it's starting to think. And to run that thinking in real time, it needs a fast space, and that space is RAM. If you enjoyed deep tech explanations like this, keep going on this journey. Yeah, because once you truly understand systems, you don't just use technology, you control it.